What's up? We back with another episode of 401 Uncut. Today I got a very special guest on the couch with me. He done performed on Live from the Kitchen and Shut It Down. C.T.R in the building. What's going on?
What's up? What's up?
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
Doing great?
Yeah.
Glad to have you on the couch, man.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
For sure. Now, C.T.R, I know you from Cincinnati, but for those that don't know, go ahead and put it on the floor. Let the people know exactly what part of Cincinnati are you from.
So born Fairfield, Cincinnati. I moved all over. Been from Mason, Fairfield to I've been all over.
All over.
Yeah.
So these are the outskirts of Cincinnati, the suburb area, Fairfield, Mason. That's kind of where you were at a lot.
Yeah, I was there, and then my mom, she actually, when she had me, she was at the University of Cincinnati. So I would say my early years, it was in the university dorm.
City.
Yeah, like in the city. So
for sure. Now, what was it like for you growing up in Fairfield?
It was I would say early years. I just remember, the hills, trash, how, it was run down, but as a kid, you really don't know that. Like, this is the norm. So, then when I moved kind of more on the outskirts, like Mason, closer to Dayton, I realized, how really is a not such a good place for a child. But
really?
Yeah, but also when your parents are young, they have you early, you kind of get, put into situations where, you're a little lower poverty. But yeah, my mom really worked really hard and got me out of there. So then I could also she proved to me that it's possible to be able to get out of the place that you're in, to be able to see something more beautiful, see bigger, brighter.
For sure. So, that's what's up. Now, because a lot of people think because Fairfield isn't in the city of Cincinnati, a lot of people may think that it's just peaches and cream and it's so nice and it's not a lot of poverty out that way. And you're saying no, we were still in a ghetto part of Fairfield growing up.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, the apartments we lived in over there, I remember going back to it when I was 15 to 17, and my dad would show me where we lived, and yeah, riddled with trash. I mean, it was the hood.
Yeah, for sure. Now, growing up, was it just you and your mom in the household, or?
At first it was me and my father, or me, mom, and father. But then my father split, so it was mostly my mom that we stayed here, and then summers, just whenever I could, sometimes holidays, I would go and see my dad. And my dad, he's from Akron, so he's from Akron, really rundown hoods.
Akron's pretty rough.
Yeah. So I would always go down there or go up there and see him and see that side of the family, his side of the family.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now, did you have any siblings growing up as well?
I didn't have any siblings until my mom met my stepfather, and then I do have a sister now, and she's a lot younger. So yeah, I didn't have any siblings at first, so I was an only child, and I kind of had that it's my world type of only child type of feel.
Yeah.
And then my sister came along, and I really started to learn that it's not just me. It's not
Now you big brother.
Yeah.
For sure. Now, what school did you go to? What high school did you end up going to?
So I ended up, my mom didn't want to put me in any of the schools close to Fairfield. So I actually went to my first school was actually in Dayton, and it was Holy Angels.
Oh, so that's where you went to high school.
So I didn't go to high school. I went to elementary school, and then they were trying to push me back a grade. So then we moved to Fairmont, Kettering, Ohio, Kettering.
Okay.
And so I've been to a lot of different schools. I went to Fairmont, and then finally I graduated at Centerville, which is more of like a higher, predominantly white, I would say a rich school.
Okay. And what area in Ohio was that in?
That's in Centerville, Ohio.
Okay.
So it's right next to Kettering, and then if you go north, it's Dayton right there. So,
okay, got you for sure. Now, were you into any hobbies or sports growing up? What were you into as a kid?
So I played basketball.
Okay.
I played basketball. I played football. I did a little bit of soccer. I kind of was all over the place with sports, and I just always was very active person. Eventually I got back into basketball in high school, and I really wanted that to be where I wanted my life to go. I was a big basketball fan. Once LeBron was playing for Cleveland.
Yeah.
And then he did that I'm trying to think what year. When him and Steph Curry was going through runs every 3-4 years straight, and when LeBron came back and won it for Cleveland, that was probably the biggest moment that I felt like, yeah, I want to do that. I really want to achieve stuff. I want to be a great person. I want to achieve a high goal like that.
For sure. Now, after school, did you pursue any college or?
I didn't really. At first, I wanted to go to the University of Cincinnati and kind of go back into my roots. But with how Centerville was, it was very political. It was also predominantly white. So, and basketball is political. So with that, they didn't really want to put me on the team for the longest. So I didn't even get any scholarships or really anything.
Yeah.
They said I was good, but it's this, that, the other, excuses of why I didn't make it. But I would say I definitely put my whole heart out. I always do. I put 100% into everything I do. If I don't, then there's no point in me doing it.
Yeah. So you decided not to go
to college.
So what were you doing after you graduated? What was you into?
So then, after I realized that basketball is political, it's going to be hard to really get into that. I started kind of praying, and I was like, God, what do you think? What would you want me to do in this life? And I had friends that semi-dabbled in music, and just something was telling me, go. Right after basketball practice, they told me I didn't make it. I walked to my friend's house. We started recording songs, and that.
So just like that?
Just like that. It was history.
Wow. So you went from, okay, this ain't gonna work out with basketball. I gotta find me a new passion. And immediately you knew you went to a friend's house, same day, and you recorded your first track?
Yeah, I recorded. It's a little iffy, but I recorded my first track, and I really got to learn.
Everybody's first track is iffy.
Yeah. But I really got to learn just, since he was a semi-rich person, his family had money, so he had a lot of good equipment. He had a lot of great equipment. So with that, I got to really learn the equipment, FL Studio, we worked on that. I really got to learn just everything with that, just slowly.
Okay, so you start, not only were you recording, but you start learning how to engineer and use these tools in front of you as well.
Exactly. Yes.
Wow. Okay. And at this time you're still in Centerville?
Yes.
Okay. So, and like you said, it's predominantly
White. Yeah.
So you kind of like the only black kid almost?
I would say, yeah, there's probably like 4 or 5 like throughout, from Kettering to Centerville, both. I felt like there was not a lot. When me and the other black kids would talk, they would be like, are you guys brothers?
Right.
So, that was very frustrating. But then I would say about junior, senior year, it started just a lot of different, started turning into a melting pot. Just because it's a great school, it has a great reputation, so a lot of people wanted to spend their money.
For sure. What appointed me asking about, is you end up still being able to find music as somebody with a studio, even though it was predominantly white. Hey, you done found a friend who actually got the equipment and top of the line things that you gonna learn how to use. So, did you eventually get into like beat making and things like that, producing?
I did. I started. I slowly started working on beats. I kind of didn't get it at the time, and I kind of was frustrated because my beats weren't as good as like Metro.
You just starting out, of course.
I know.
Why would you be? I got a question. Why did you always? It seemed like you always feel like, well, I wasn't as good as these people. Well, of course, this is your first. You're starting out. Nobody's expecting you to be a Metro Boomin on your first beat.
Yeah. No, I definitely just beat myself up. And I really want to make myself the best that I can possibly be. So I know it takes time. But with that, I'm always just going to put as much as I can into I'm just willing to work.
That's really it. So how long did you really try to perfect your craft when it came to beat making?
Yes, after I started really understanding the FL Studio, I really started understanding just how to navigate through it. I really started to consistently work and consistently make beats and just pump them out, see how fast I can make them, and just really go.
Now, did you have any friends rapping on these beats, or were you rapping on these beats?
Yeah. So I had a group, and we all got together, and it was from different schools. There's like Trotwood, just all the different schools around Dayton. We kind of got together and we created a group called Young Motivated Individuals, and we said we called it just YMI. So with that, we just always come over someone's house and be like, you got a mic? Okay, we're gonna go to your house Monday, and then Wednesday we're gonna come to your house and we're gonna work on work. So we would just go to everyone's house. We had like 6 or 7 houses we would go to, and we would just work. We would just make music and just figure it out.
So you was perfecting your craft at this time, not only with beat making, but also with you being an artist yourself.